Hello everyone, how's everybody doing? Are you guys excited? Did you learn a lot today? So can you see your success tonight? Did you draw your success in your head? Wow, that's awesome. So, I'd like to share my life scenario. Something in the past and something that I wrote today. Okay? But before I share my life scenario, let me emphasize one more time about life scenario. Right? I'd like to introduce about our company model. Cherish the spirit, create the vision, follow the faith, and serve in humility. Right? I like to empathize into the create the vision and follow the faith. So you have to create something in your head because we are children of God. We are image of God. So we have the same characteristics like God. So whatever we can see did not come from anything we can be seen. Am I right or not? So you have to create something that nobody can see. Only you can see inside your head. Create it. What kind of lifestyle do you want to live in the future? Is it the same lifestyle that you're living now? That's what you want to live in the future too? Then you don't have to write anything new. But if you want different lifestyle, different life, then create it inside your head first. And nobody can see it now, only you can see. But what I want you to do is you want to write it down on the paper. Now people can start to see. You have to share this life scenario that you just wrote with the people like our Scott Campman Diamond Master said. Right? And also, aren't you encouraged by our great speakers today? We have Alex Kim, right? And Green Lim, and Mark Pata, Israel Kim, and of course our Imperial Master, Dongchul Bak, right? All of these people shared their dream, shared their testimonials, right? So what we have to do is we have to share our life scenario, right? So that's why you have to create the vision. That's what it means. And follow the faith. What do you think about the faith? If you read Bible, Hebrew chapter 11, it says, it is impossible to please God without faith. Faith is the evidence of something that you cannot see. See, you cannot see it right now, but if you have a faith, and it will please the God, and it will please you because you are the children of God, and it will come to the reality. So these two praise, create the vision and follow the faith, is the key for our business. Of course, it is precondition. You have to cherish the spirit because we are not using people for our benefit. We are not using people to make money, right? That is the precondition. And finally, if you make a success, what do you want you to do? You have to serve in arrogant, serve in humility, of course, because if you are not humble, it doesn't matter how big success you made or not, you are nobody. Just like what Chairman Hangi Park, he said, he will lead the Lord. He will lead the way. He will lead the company. He will serve people for your success, not for his success. That's humility we are talking about, right? So let me check my life scenario. I met Atomy 2010. May 2010, that's when I met Atomy. But at the time, right before I met Atomy, I was working in dry cleaners, making deliveries. I wasn't even owner of the dry cleaners. I was just making deliveries, making little money, raising 4 children in New Jersey. It was really tough. But everything turned out to be good ever since I met this gentleman. Do you know who that is? Chairman Hangi Park. He changed everything. Like you heard today, he said, write down something that you really, 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 really want to happen. At the moment, let me share my past, okay? I came to America in 1996 with no money, no education, not a very good looking like this, and couldn't speak English. And on top of everything, it's kind of shameful, but I was illegal status for 23 years in this country. You know, I'm just sharing my past because I want you to know how desperate I was. And I was living on food stamp. Anybody know food stamp? That was who I am, right? So I was really, really desperate to make a difference in my life. So he said, write down something you really, really, really want to do. You know what I really wanted to do at the time? I wanted to go to Korea. Because, I thought I can never go back to Korea to see my parents. Because I was working in dry cleaners 6 days a week, cannot afford to be sick even one day. I'm not supposed to be sick. I cannot afford to be sick. So that's why I didn't become sick for my whole life. So I'm very healthy now, right? So even though I work every day, I couldn't make enough money to afford to buy a ticket to go to Korea. Even though I could afford to buy a ticket, I cannot afford to take one day off. For me to go to Korea, I need at least 1 week to go there because it takes like 14 hours to go there, and So I never thought I could go back to Korea. So I wrote down, I wish I could go to Korea, visit there. And one more thing is, I got married with my wife, but not in front of my parents. So I wrote down, I wish I could go back to Korea and get married again. Of course, with my wife. With the same lady. Just like Dongcheol Park Imperial Master shared about his wife, I have a very, very lovely wife God gave me as a gift because she's the one who taught about Jesus. And I became Christian because of her. So I'm very thankful because of her. So I wanted to get married again with my wife in front of my parents in Korea. That's what I wrote. Guess what? I wrote down, Chairman Hangi Park said, be specific, right? Specific date. I wrote down by 2022. 2020. That's what I wrote down. And guess what happened? I was able to get my green card in 2019. At that time, I was already a Royal Leaders Club member, making good money. So I was able to go to Korea with my family and change my life. That was my picture. This is my picture before Atomy. I was ugly duckling. This young guy, he's now 14 years old. He's 14 years old. And do I look happy holding the baby? I was always tired. He's only looking younger than me, but he's not more handsome than me now. I wasn't happy at all, and because I have to work, it's a lot of burden. My wife is taking care of all the 4 children. I was the only one who's earning the bread every day, so I wasn't happy. I wasn't, I wasn't satisfied. But through the Atomy, everything came true. This is my royal swan. Ugly duckling became royal swan like this. This is the picture that I took last year. I took whole my family again. It was, each person was $3,000 for the ticket. And 6 of us went to Korea together. Cost me a lot of money. And then not only that, we took whole my family, my parents, my brother, my sister, and their family, my mother-in-law. All of us went to Jeju Island, all covered my expense. So I'm very, very happy. So back to my life scenario. I wrote down by 2020, I want to go to Korea and get married in front of my parents. And I got my green card in 2019. I was able to bring all my family to Korea and get married again in front of my parents, in front of my 4 children, with the same lady, of course. At the time, I was so thankful to God that everything is happening like that in reality. But wait one more year. I was even surprised by God because, my life scenario originally by 2020. If that happens in 2020, I couldn't still go to Korea. I couldn't still get married in front of my parents because of the pandemic happened. No one knew about pandemics coming, right? So I was like, God, you are very amazing. Because you knew what's coming. Nobody knew. And you planned a good plan for Jason Shim and for his family and gave him green card and he gave him freedom and let him go to Korea to see his parents and get married in front of my parents again. Ever since I'm traveling all over the world because of Atomy, thanks to Atomy, because of this opportunity, okay? And don't be afraid to be different. If you become children of God, the world doesn't like you anymore. But if God allows you, you will be successful no matter what. If you have a good purpose, you will be successful. A dream, your dream alone is only a dream. But a dream you dream together is a reality. Vision without action is just daydream. But action without vision will be a nightmare. So let me share my life scenario a little bit, okay? I like to share. I like to share the travel. I like to travel. I love to travel, but not only travel. Not only travel, but travel with a business, right? 4.5 years later, the baby that I was holding in the picture, he go to college 4.5 years later. So as soon as he go to college, I want to make a travel to whole America continent. Travel here and there with my wife, of course, right? So my wife agreed already that we're gonna give a rent to my house, and then we're gonna make a travel whole around America. I'll be for sure coming to Seattle and coming to Vancouver because she loves to be in Vancouver. So I like to be traveling to Vancouver too, and LA, and all around the countries. That is my dream. As soon as my youngest goes to college. And I like to share one more thing about volunteer. Currently I'm serving the homeless mission from my church, but I like to have church in my house, and I like to bring my whole family to make a missionary trip to Cambodia, especially because our new country manager came from Cambodia. I like to go to Cambodia and have a vision trip or mission trip with my whole family. Most of my dream came true through Atomy because I got financial freedom and time freedom. That's almost everything for man. Let me share one more thing. Is socialism good? It's not good because they said everybody's equal, but everybody's equally poor. But at the same time, is capitalism good? In capitalism, you could be successful, but a lot of people are poor and getting poorer and poorer. Only those rich people are getting richer and richer. Only through Atomy. So can socialism give you freedom? Can capitalism give you freedom? None of not both of them. But only Atomy can give you freedom because we are all equally rich. So it's combining socialism and capitalism. So I want you to see Atomy vision and create the vision, your own life story in the future, and have a faith on it because it will come true. If you have a faith, it will come true in the real world and make a success. Not only for your success, like Mark said, not only for your beauty, but for everybody else's beauty and their success also. Thank you very much for listening.
구독, 좋아요 눌러주세요.